Hello! By the end of this video, I'm going to teach you how to become a master sculptor. What does that mean exactly, Stephanie? Well, in makeup. Now, as a pro makeup artist of over 10 plus years, I know so many want to contour like a pro. Here's a couple things. It comes down to placement, and that's what I'm going to show you in today's tutorial. And not only am I going to teach you how to sculpt your face with contour, I'm also going to teach you a beauty secret on sculpting your eyes, taking them from a more round shape to a much more chic, sultry eye lift. So in today's tutorial, first I'm going to do the base face. Like always, that requires me prepping my skin up for success and not just using any old products out there. I teach beyond the brush and what you should be using and introducing to your skin chemistry on a much more cellular level. If you heed to my education, I promise you, you're going to visibly see results in your complexion. Let me quickly do the base face and then we'll get into the good part of sculpting out our face. First things first, I talk a lot about my 4-step process when it comes to my skincare cocktail. I have so many ladies ask me how to get that glassy skin effect, and these are the 4 requirements that you need that will get you to where you want to go with rich, glassy skin. Number 1, this is the Bellamy Facial Oil Serum. I call this my youth serum. It is a rich emollient. It has anti-inflammatory properties in it. You want to introduce omega fatty acids, antioxidants into your skin chemistry because this is also going to help the integrity of your skin cell membrane. And if you are wanting a really glassy skin look, being an emollient, every other molecule and ingredient that you introduce to your skin with this, it's going to help lock it in even more. And another thing that I love about this facial oil serum is it quickly absorbs, so it doesn't leave a lot of residue. Take it down your neck too if you like. And then we are going to pair it with the Aqua Lumiere Hydrating Moisturizer. I usually do the serum and then the moisturizer because the serum is going to be able to penetrate down deeper into the dermal levels. Now, what's cool about this Aqua Lumiere Hydrating Moisturizer is its skin delivery technology. There's not a single skincare formula out there that's quite like this one because it houses a really cool molecule called solusomes. The solusomes actually encapsulates the active ingredients like your hyaluronic acid, your vitamin C, your niacinamide, drives them down into the hypodermal levels of the skin, allowing them to be sustained there, then moving past that barrier and being whisked away to your bloodstream. So those active, powerful ingredients are working on your skin much longer, being able to therapeutically affect your skin cells. That's the difference. Because listen, guys, if you're wearing your makeup, like why not let the ingredients do the work on your skin to really alter it, restore from the inside out? That's what I want. Number 3 is the illuminating primer. Now that we've applied our skincare, we can go ahead and do our makeup priming. This primer kind of marries the skincare in with the foundation and concealer. This also holds skincare in it, those omega fatty acids, antioxidants, and also witch hazel, which witch hazel is a wonderful toner for the skin. It encapsulates moisture, it locks it in, it helps purify the skin as well, and it gives that beautiful rich glow undertone. All right, do you guys already see the glow that is happening right now with the illuminating primer? And in my opinion, the Hydrate Booster is the most important part into this whole 4-step process because this booster is seriously going to raise the efficacy of everything that I just put on my face and its performance level in really giving rich skin, grabbing onto the foundation, and helping with long-lasting effects of wearing your makeup throughout the day. So you want to drench your face. And then you want to immediately dry down the booster. That is key. Don't allow it to air dry. I don't have a fan today, so I'm gonna be using my jazz hands. And I quickly want to mention, if you are in the market to really elevate your skin to get to that restored glassy effect, every formula that I'm using in this tutorial will be linked directly in the curated bag. Everything will be in one local spot for easy shopping, and you can check that out in the description. So this is by far, as a pro makeup artist, my favorite foundation to use. Why? Because a few things. It is a brand new formula. It's a hybrid skincare technology that is going to treat your epidermal levels of your skin as you wear it throughout the day. It is true full coverage, and now I know a lot of full coverage foundations pull more matte or a little bit thicker. Not this one. It has a beautiful glowy undertone, it has a skin blurring effect, and it holds vegan collagen, vitamin C, vitamin E, hyaluronic acid, omega fatty acids, and antioxidants. This formula truly hits all the right notes. I'm going to be taking an angled foundation brush, and there's a few reasons why I love using this brush, because it's angled. It gets into the concaves of my face, and with synthetic bristle brushes, it's not going to drink up my liquids or creams. It's non-porous, so it also helps preserve your product for longer periods of time. I usually start off really small and only takes a little bit. I'm shade 5, and then I let the brush do its thing and be the guide, and just gently start pushing the hybrid blurred skin formula into my skin. It has such a silky gliding effect to the skin. I automatically start seeing everything just look so smooth, and it's not just sitting there. It's actually doing something and helping my skin chemistry with all the beautiful active ingredients. What's really cool to note about this formula and the active ingredients, like your vitamin C, like your hyaluronic acid that is in that blurred skin hybrid foundation and concealer, and I'm gonna get nerdy for a minute. The hyaluronic acid molecule is actually a derivative from sodium hyaluronate. It's one of the highest quality hyaluronic acid molecules that you can find and develop. Now, our bodies naturally have hyaluronic acid, but as we age, just like collagen, it starts depleting. This type of molecule of hyaluronic acid is able to penetrate deeper into the dermal levels, and it's much more stable as well. So it's going to sit there for longer periods of time. Hyaluronic acid is probably one of the best recommendations I can give to someone to really help restore the skin to a glassy effect. And then comes the vitamin C. Now, this vitamin C is a derivative from ascorbyl palmitate, which is a much more fat soluble. It's more relaxing to the skin, so it's not going to irritate it, but it's really going to pack that punch for brightening. Now that we've applied the hybrid blurred skin foundation, we're going to go in with the same blurred skin concealers. And I want to talk about these for just a second. I am going to be using shade 1 and 2 just because I really like a bright under eye. These also have that same blurring skin effect with the vegan collagen. These also have caffeine. So not only does it have vegan collagen, vitamin C, vitamin E, hyaluronic acid, it also has caffeine. Caffeine is a wonderful vasoconstrictor for the superficial vessels of your skin. What that does, it constricts them, and so it helps counteract darkness underneath the eyes. So I take shade 1 and put that in the inner corner just to really, really brighten up that spot. Then I'm going to take concealer 2, and I'm just going to do a little lifting action on the side. And a little bit goes a very, very long way. These are pretty full coverage, but very weightless. Both of these foundation and concealers feel like skin in a bottle. And then we're just going to blend it out. One of the most common issues for under eye creping, makeup settling into fine lines, is a lot of ladies' under eyes are not hydrated. It takes active ingredients moving past topically of your skin. And what I mean by that is the hyaluronic acid that I just talked about, it being a really stable molecule that's able to penetrate the skin deeper underneath your eye. Although it's a very thin layer of skin, the lipid layer is actually really hard for a lot of molecules to move past. And that type of hyaluronic acid molecule is able to penetrate beyond that lipid layer and really help bring intense hydration to the skin. And I'm just gonna feather it out with my favorite highlight brush from Bellamy. Again, it does the work for you. It's synthetic bristle, so it's non-porous, and I just love blending out the concealer with this. Now that we have highlighted underneath our eyes, and it really helps with the sculpting process, now we're really gonna get into placement of contour. And rather than telling you the correct placement of how to do your contour to really give that lifted look where you feel like a pro, I'm actually gonna show you the wrong way on one side and then the right way on the other, just so you can see the distinct difference. I'm actually going to be using two concealers today. You guessed it, the Blurred Skin Hybrid Concealers. Why? Because they also have that caffeine in them. And all throughout my face, the caffeine is going to be constricting those superficial vessels like I told you about. So I'm going to have maximum brightness everywhere. So it's important to note I have more light to medium skin tone, and I'm going to be taking shade 8 and shade 10. On this side, I'm gonna show you the wrong way when it comes to placement, and you're gonna visibly see how more drugged down my whole entire face is going to look, my bone structure, everything. So oftentimes, and I'm gonna take shade 8 first, oftentimes people kind of follow the top of the ear down into the corner of the mouth. They use the guideline of the divot in your cheekbone, and you kind of round it off. Because technically, this line is truly what you want contoured, but I'm gonna show you where the mess up happens. Now these are super pigmented too, so a little bit goes a long way. Come down underneath that shade 8, and I'm following the bottom of my cheekbone, and we're rounding it off. Do you guys see that placement? It looks correct, right? But I'm gonna show you the right placement on this side. Instead of following the anatomy of my cheekbones, I'm gonna bring it up a notch, and I'm actually gonna start with the temple. And you could do little dots, you can do a line, but I'm actually going to start in this area right here. And I like mixing these two because this is just a little bit more of a cooler tone, and mixed with this warm tone, it gives a more natural contour effect. And you'll notice I'm not gonna come down here and follow the mapping of my actual cheekbone. I'm going to barely do 2 little dots in my temple area. So remember when I told you that although I followed the anatomy of my cheekbone to really create a shadow, there's a mistake that happens. When I'm using, and it doesn't matter what kind of brush you have, the surface level of the brush is going to disperse that cream contour at a wider range. Just watch. Now, do you instantly see that the shadow of the contour came down even more? It's because the surface area of this brush is much bigger than the line that I created. So it blended it downwards. Now over here, everything is sitting up high, sitting up perky, and then we're gonna blend it. I start right here with my brush. I push into the temporal bone. All right, you guys, do you see the difference? Over here, everything is feathered back into my temporal bone, into my hairline. Everything is a little bit more lifted, perky. Over here, it got a little bit more dragged down by the brush. Placement is everything. Tell me if you see the difference. I like to also sculpt my forehead, just bring some natural shadows down. So that was shade 8, and then I'm just barely taking shade 10. I like a little bit more of a cool tone for my nose contour. It just takes a little bit, so I love shade 8 for this. And I'm actually gonna put shade 8 on the back of my hand. I'm gonna take just a small packing brush, pick that up, and then create just a very, very diffused, subtle shadow. And you can even go back in with the highlight concealer brush what's left over just to marry everything together. And I'm always pushing the contour into my hairline as well, because we don't want that white line across our forehead. So on this side, everything is lifted, perky. I blended out the contour into my temporal bone, up into my hairline. This side, I followed the anatomy of my cheekbone. And what happened was my angled foundation brush actually, because it's a wider surface area, blended that cream contour more downward. So everything looks a little bit more dragged down over here. Do you guys see the difference? So now that I've showed you the difference, I can't go out like this, so I'm gonna quickly fix this side. I'll be back in 1 second. The next thing I wanna do is I wanna teach you something really, really cool that you can do with your Bellamy lipstick. I'm gonna be taking this beautiful shade called Timeless. And not only am I going to be using it on my lips today, I'm also gonna be using it on my cheeks. And notice that I am blending it into that contour and feathering everything up into that temporal bone up against my hairline. All about placement. I haven't set anything yet because I want to go in with the glow drops. This also will give that glassy skin effect. And what's so cool about these is that they also hold skincare in them as well. And I want to do it in this moment because what I've been doing is I've been layering liquids with liquids. Same thing here. So I like to hit the high points of my cheekbones, put a little bit across your forehead, to put the nose, bridge. You do feather it back into the temporal bone a little bit. Now I'm done with working with liquids. I want to lightly set, and what I've been loving to use is the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. And I focus it more in my T-zone. I don't set my whole entire face because with liquid foundations, they're very, very forgiving for the skin, and they a lot of times set up on their own. And that's exactly what the hybrid blurred skin foundation does as well. Now that I have set everything with the pressed powder, I want to lock and load everything in. And remember that 4-step process. The hydrate booster, I come back in with it, drench my face, and this is going to bring all the powders back down to skin level and give that beautiful glassy skin effect. It's also going to protect the skin and add a barrier for any sun damage. And this is where you use your jazz hands and you fan your face. So this is an eyeshadow technique that I love to do to really create sultriness to the eyes. It instantly gives an eye lift, and it's actually called a reverse winged liner. And I love using a pencil liner and then a mocha shade of eyeshadow. And here's how. With this eye look, I'm also gonna do a little bit more muted tones for this eye look, and I'm going to keep it more liquid. So I'm gonna go back in with the shade 8 concealer and just put this all over my eyelids and then blend it out. And then I'm taking a Bellamy blending brush and blending that shade 8 concealer. And it'll give a little bit of contour to my eyelid because we really want to keep the eye color part minimal. And then to set that concealer, I'm going to be taking a little bit more of a butterscotch tone from the Showstopper palette. This palette is so versatile. I pick it up all the time with every single eye look that I want. This palette has. And I'm just gently going to set that concealer. We're just going to use one eyeshadow. That is all. That's how easy this look is. So to get this reverse eyeliner wing, here's how you do it. I'm gonna take my favorite eye pencil in Cafe because it's not too dark, it's not too light, it's the perfect mocha color. I talk about it so often in my makeup tutorials. And you first wanna start in the waterline in the corner. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Cafe pencil and start from the inside of my corner eye and barely flick. That's all you gotta do, because now we're gonna come back and do the blending. Same thing over here, just like a little mark. All right, now I know I look weird, but here's where the eyeshadow comes into play and using the correct brush in order to do so. I am taking a Bellamy angled brush and I'm dipping it back into, you guessed it, that Showstopper palette because it has every beautiful chocolate matte shade you can think of. I'm gonna be taking this more soft tone, warm brown shade from the palette, picking it up with the angled brush, knocking off the excess, and then starting from the inner corner, we are just going to blend that cafe liner out. Once we get over to the outer corner, we are just going to blend that little line that we did up. You can even take that angled liner and come outward just a little bit, feathering that cafe liner just to create an even more sultry feline eye look. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then you can go in with a smaller packing, like more pencil brush, pick up your eyeshadow, and then just start blending up into that lower lash line, really diffusing the liner. This will make the liner look so seamless, effortless, and give a really pretty gradient as well. Do you guys see? So this is the reverse liner look. It's so easy to achieve. Do you guys see how the placement of the reverse liner effect gave my eyes even more of an almond feline shape? And for this reverse eyeliner look, of course, I'm gonna be using Try Beauty Lashes Half Lash in the style Sleek. To apply the Sleek lashes today, I'm gonna be taking the clear lash adhesive. This goes on white, dries clear. It is one of my most reviewed products on trybeauty.com. Yes, I am the owner of my own lash brand. I myself could never find a Holy Grail adhesive through my whole 10 plus years of doing makeup professionally. And so it was definitely the spark that had me thinking of one day I would love to own my own lash brand. And here years later, somehow I made it happen. So I love applying Sleek Half to so many of my eye looks. I love all the ranges of the half lash styles that we have. And I made this one specifically for the girlies who love a good half lash, but also like length in lash hairs. Sleek Half is actually one of the longest lengths of lash hairs in our half styles, ranging from 13 to 15 millimeters in size. If I haven't worn the Sleek Half Lash in a while and then I put them back on, especially for this reverse eyeliner eye look, I fall in love all over again. When I tell you all, the half lashes from Try Beauty Lashes is the easiest lash you will ever apply in your whole dang life. I seriously mean it. And it comes down to a few things. It comes down to the adhesive, it comes down to the applicator that you are using, and most importantly, it comes down to the lash band itself. Mine were designed and created to be comfortable and give your own eyelid space just a nice soft hug. They are C-shaped and the bands are very, very soft, but yet durable as well. It's a cotton band, so it's not gonna irritate your eye either. And you're literally applying the half lash to the outer corner of your eye. So you're not having to fool with the inner corner and bringing that band and trying to keep it there as well. And you're not having to be intricate with the inner corner to try to attach any kind of band to the lash line as well. That part is omitted. These look really good. All right, now we're doing the lips and then we're done. For this more muted sculpted look today with a reverse eyeliner, I'm gonna be contouring my lips with the new Hydra Silk lip liners from Bellamy in shade Trendsetter. This is a lip kit combo that I feel like is for every day for all kinds of skin tones. I love the shade too because it's a little bit more of a warm brown nude, and I use it to really give shape to my lips. It kind of contours my lips too. I like to come behind the Cupid's bow and then follow that vermilion border down where I don't connect it to the inner corner, because we all have those beautiful smile lines, and oftentimes product can kind of bleed into those lines, dragging the mouth down. And then all I do is I take my ring finger, and this also helps with shape and bringing a little bit more of like a contour lip, and I barely tap on the liner just to make it a little bit more muted. And then I'm gonna be taking that same beautiful semi-matte lipstick in shade Timeless, the same shade that we used for blush on our cheekbones. This shade reminds me a lot of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm gonna pop a little bit of concealer just to give a little bit more of a pout. All right, so this completes the look today for a sculpted out contour and eyes with the reverse eyeliner. I hope that these techniques will help you in your next makeup application. Be sure to check the description, click on treadbeauty.com and shop this sleek half lash. I have so many other styles to choose from for your eye shape, and the curated bag link for all the beautiful active ingredient formulas that made this sculpted look come alive, from cheekbones to eyes to the lips to the whole shebang. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never have to miss one of my more in-depth educational makeup tutorials to really elevate your beauty routine. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.